Good morning, everyone. It's pretty early here in New Mexico. I'm at the Haystack Mountain OHV area. I stayed here last night. I'm on my way from Texas, Paradise, Texas to Tempe, Arizona, and I do as much free dispersed camping as I possibly can. But this place was a great stopover. It is BLM area, but they do camping fees here. But I mean, still, last night I got here at 4 p.m. I'm leaving about 7 a.m. I paid $3. So if you're looking for a great little layover place, or heck, if you ride electric bikes, mountain bikes, whatever, this is a place to come. I mean, it's not free, but it's darn near close to it. I mean, 3 rhymes with free, right? So this is a limited use trail. They're all over out here, and you're right off 70. See, you can see some trucks coming. So you have a little bit of highway noise, but not much, especially once you're in your rig. Amazing cell phone coverage. See all the cell phone towers. So definitely come check this place out. We're 22 miles northeast of Roswell up on Highway 70. And there's only 4 spots to actually camp out. But you know, you can come for the day and just ride your OHV around. But Fudge-O-Rama, look at this view. So I didn't get out yesterday when I got here to capture sunsets and all that other stuff. I literally was driving through 30-mile-per-hour wind coming from the west, and that's exactly the direction I was driving. I was literally driving headfirst into 30-mile-per-hour winds for like 5 hours yesterday. Poor little Gertie didn't get... She was struggling to do 60 to 65. But she doesn't even like hills. But look at this. You know it gets windy here when they put the camp post in a secured compound. I mean, that is some cool living there. I mean, that is a camp post setup. Look at that. I mean, if I was going to be a camp post anywhere, plop me out here in the middle of all this beauty. And what's crazy is we're in the middle of nowhere, but we're not in the middle of nowhere. Like I said, 70 is just right there on the other side of the cell phone towers. So you're not as remote as it looks. And I think that's another reason why I really wanted to come here after, you know, doing my investigations and planning. I loved that I was out here and I was going to go to sleep and wake up to all this beauty. And yet, I'm 22 miles from Roswell. Like, it doesn't get any better than this. But yeah, I'm totally digging the camp host compound. But hey, 20 to 30 miles per hour winds. So I really just, after battling the winds and everything, me, Gertie, and Sparky just pulled into site number 1. So site number 1 is obviously a pull through. But look at this. You've got a fire pit. Obviously, it is burn ban season here in New Mexico. But you've got a grill, a nice trash can, a nice shelter. Like, even if it started raining a little bit or something while you're having dinner, you could still sit out here and enjoy it, minus the winds. They've got sidewalks. I mean, this place is pretty legit. I'm I mean, this is actually a cool place that I could stay for a few days, maybe a week, just so you can go hiking. I mean, wait until I take you to site number 2. That's the site that I actually had planned out, but with the winds, I literally just pulled into site number 1. And there is a gentleman over here at 3, so we're going to be kind of quiet. We probably won't even go that way. So there's 3, and then there's another one over there that's 4. 4 doesn't have any of the shelters or anything. And then I'll bring you back up to the vault toilets. And look, there's a little sidewalk too that goes back out that way. So the people on that side have a nice little path to walk up and use the bathroom. But this is where I wanted to stay. And even though I have a plan set in place, I know you guys don't know me personally, but my plans change. Ask my family. I can have like a whole year's worth of plans planned out. But nope, it will change. But this is where I wanted to stay. I mean, can you get any? Hold on. I mean, just wait. Ta-da! I mean, look at this, everybody. Like I said, you can still see the trucks up there. That's Highway 70. It runs east and west through New Mexico. I've only been in New Mexico just a couple of hours from Texas, maybe an hour and a half. But look at this. This is where I wanted to stay. Now, obviously, you can see the trails that people ride their bikes and OHVs on and everything else. You can see how they switch back all through there. But you know, if the bikes and stuff can get down there, a really good hiker can do the same thing too. I personally would use your hiking poles and stuff, because some of this stuff is pretty steep, and go down the marked trails. When they have barricades like this up, they're for a reason. Don't think they're decorative pieces and you can just hop, skip, and a jump and go wherever you want. Me, myself, would not travel down this way. That's just because the arthritis in my knees. I wouldn't even chance it. But look, you can see some of the trails that people have cut through. But look at this. Oh my goodness. Is this not absolutely gorgeous? I'm trying not to get so excited because I think this guy is still asleep. So, look, I'll go down just a little, but look at this, people. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you to whatever all my viewers believe in. Oh, and then look at that cool little kind of cave-ish. Oh, man. Okay, let's continue the tour. And like I said, I mean, look at these spots. I mean, even if you are one vehicle with 2 people, it's $5. And so this just does a little loop around, and it comes back up there, and you exit on the other side of the camp host. I mean, it's just 4 little spots, but it's so gorgeous here. This poor guy, yesterday when I got here, I thought his tents we're gonna like explode. So, number one, where I'm at, pull through, or be still resistance. Site number 2. I'm gonna show you these vault toilets. So, I've used the restroom in quite a few vault toilets from coast to halfway coast. But I've never been in a vault toilet in a 30-mile-per-hour windstorm and have the wind blowing back up through the toilet when I was using it. I thought I was tinkling on myself because the wind was coming back up into the toilet. It was like a bidet, but with air. But look at this. Super, super nice. Full of toilet paper. It's clean. Trash cans. It's got a little hook. This came in handy when I was using this last night. I hung my lantern there. And both sides. Look. Just super clean. Super clean. And then here's the little stone walkway. But look at this. Yeah, so if you know anything about vault toilets, you know it's just a big hole. It's like a big pit. So yeah, all that air was just... But look how cute this vault toilet is. Like, it's like a cute little cabin. I mean, it's just beautiful here. So like I said, there's the campground host compound. But I mean, you have to protect your campground host, people. If anybody's watching this and owns a campground and you use campground host, protect your campground host. Treat your campground host like it's your grandmother. Because if your campground host isn't happy, your campground's going to look like patoo-doo. But if you have high winds, if you have rains, whatever, build a little shelter and stuff for your campground host. This thing was in full use yesterday. Another reason why I'm out early this morning is because winds are coming back in about 8 a.m. So I'm going to try to hit the road here. I'm heading over to White Sands, which I think I have like a 2-hour drive. But look at this. I think the spots over here were tent. Like there's a fire-built homemade fire. But they've got dumpsters for your trash. Pack it in, pack it out, but just pack it to the parking lot. But yeah. So, if you're around the Roswell, New Mexico area, or if you're like me and you're coming from Texas and you're traveling on 70, put Haystack Mountain OHV area into your travel plans. Today is Tuesday, February 27th. So, obviously, your Sunday evenings, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are always less crowded. And it's also, like I said, into February. It's still considered winter for most people. Luckily for me, that changed this year when I got Sparky and I graduated from the tent camping. But yeah, so here's your public lands recreation sites. I mean, it even tells you where you can go from here. Fort Stanton, Snowy River Cave, Valley of Fires. So, see, we're here, and there's Roswell. And I came in from Texas this way and came down. So, yeah. And look, this is of all the trails that they have out here. And I mean, it states very clearly private land versus state land. Caution boundary fences. So it's a very well maintained area. So if you want to be in the middle of the nowhere without actually going to the middle of nowhere, come here. Come here to Haystack Mountain. Here's your maps, so you can't get out on the trails and get lost or say, oh, I didn't know I was on your land, sir, or whatever. But, oh yeah, cell phone coverage for days. I have US Cellular, and I had full bars last night. Full bars, 5G, the whole bit. So, and yes, I'm a little stuffy. I fell asleep last night. I was just so tired. I went to bed at 8, which was really just 9 o'clock from my Texas time, which is not usually a hindrance, but battling 30-mile-per-hour winds for 5 hours. After the winds died down at 6, a little after 6, I got out, made me I still couldn't use my grill or burners or anything, so I just went ahead and made a cold sandwich, and got comfy and locked everything up. And I did have my stabilizer jacks down last night. Those things are awesome. Yeah, I'm at a little bit of an incline here, but my pillows had me propped up, and quite frankly, I was just so tired I didn't even notice. It's so comfy and sparky. But she's a game changer. Like before, I would have had to pull over and sleep in my car. But I don't know if you've noticed from my other videos how in my tent I have like all my drawer systems full of food and my clothes and everything else. Well, look, I've got it down to it. I'm going into my 4th year doing this, so I've got it down to even more of a science. I just have my food, my table, and my drinks and extra water and stuff back here. And then most of my gear is up in there, and it will stay there year round. And then I just have a duffel bag of clothes this time. And this little tote right here has just some cut up cedar fire starters, dryer lint, cardboard rolls from your toilet paper and paper towels I use as fire starters and stuff. And that's it. Like, I've got this down to a science now. So even if I did have to stay in Gertie, I could easily just chunk all this stuff in the front or scoot it over, lay this seat all the way back. Before I couldn't even, when I first started this, I have pictures from when I first started, and that's just all electronics and stuff. Oh, and guess what? I was gifted a laptop, so now I'll probably be able to make better videos. Next up, a drone, but for now, I'll just do everything on my phone. Well, actually, next up, a GoPro, just a used one. Like, I do everything on Marketplace or the clearance aisle. And then that's just extra hygiene stuff down there, like cold medicine and stuff like that, which I'm going to pop me a Dayquil because I fell asleep with a window cracked last night, and it got pretty chilly in there about 4 o'clock this morning. Although, she's already locked up. But, yeah. Alright, everybody. So, that is it. Me, Sparky, and Gertie are getting ready to hit the road. Next stop, White Sands. And there's a place over there that I'm going to camp at. I think it's Dog Canyon. It all depends on how windy it is over there, because if it's just too windy and I can't appreciate and experience white sands the way I want to, then I'll just keep on driving. I've got a couple of ghost towns on my route that I'm going to go to, and some Robbins Butte is where I'm going to stay out closer to Tempe and the Phoenix area. And my best buddy Helena will arrive from Mexico on Friday evening. And then that's when we take a week to get her van ready and do some last minute oil changes and whatnot before we hit the road on our cross country adventure. So stay tuned for that. Have a great day, everybody.